By now, Chaka's dad had remarried. He and his new wife were actively challenging the system, and Chaka felt at home with their radical ways.
It was great. My father and my stepmom were both very supportive.
I think it had a good effect on her because it made her politically alive.
Over the next 2 years, Chaka spent most of her nights playing in different bands around Chicago. Eventually, she moved back home with her mother. But at 16, she dropped out of high school and ran away to a commune.
I didn't hear from her for about a week. Well, then I had started with police. I called the police, and it was this manhunt, and I thought maybe something had happened to her.
I moved in with all these friends of mine. They were in a band called the Band of Gypsies. And everybody was on welfare but me. And so that's how the bills got paid.
Although her personal life seemed to be following a dangerous path, Chaka's singing career was quickly becoming a reality.
I befriended a girl named Paulette McWilliams, who was the lead singer of Rufus at the time.
Rufus was Chicago's hottest rhythm and blues band.
I remember the first time driving in my Dodge Dart, we were hanging out, and she started singing to a Stevie Wonder song, and I almost ran into something. She sounded so good. I was like, my God, you sound amazing.
Coming up next, Chaka rockets from obscurity to superstardom.
1 minute I was, in Chicago singing in a club, next minute opening for the Stones.
And later, Chaka nearly pays the price of fame with her life.
They pumped my stomach right there in the ambulance on the way to the hospital.
When Lifetime's intimate portrait of Chaka Khan continues, of Chaka Khan. Chaka's childhood in Chicago was turbulent. But at 17, just as she was falling into a rebellious rut, she hooked up with the multiracial band Rufus. The group's lead singer was leaving and recommended Chaka take her place.
I knew there was a magic with the band. I knew there was a chemistry. I knew that we were very good together.
With Chaka's stunning stage presence and powerful vocal range, Rufus became one of the hottest bands in Chicago.
Everybody was so shocked and amazed about her vocal ability.
She was, first of all, just a little bitty thing with a big voice. She's got a very powerful voice.
There are not many people who can do what she can do.
One night in 1970, while Rufus and Chaka were performing, ABC Dunhill record producer Bob Monaco caught their act.
The girl didn't do 8 bars, and I had the goosebumps all over, and I knew that I had seen something and heard something very, very special.
Monaco offered to sign Chaka and the band on the spot.
I was like, oh, wow, a record deal.
But there was one problem. Chaka was only 17, too young to sign her own contract. Her mother would have to co-sign.
I was like, oh, absolutely not. So I said, how can we get around that? And he said, well, it'd be legal if you were married.
That's when Chaka got the idea to marry local musician Hassan Khan.
I asked my mother, would she sign for me to get married to Hassan? Absolutely not. So I went back, thought about it. Mom, I'm pregnant. Can we get married? Oh, yes, let's go right away.
I thought if she thinks she's grown enough and now she's with this young man, maybe she'll settle down.
Chaka's lie about being pregnant worked, and in June of 1970, she married Hassan Khan and officially became Chaka Khan. That same year, she signed her first record contract with ABC Dunhill.
Back in the early 70s, that was what you wanted to have, was a chance at the big time. And ABC Dunhill at that time was definitely big time.
Now under contract with a major label, Chaka's career as a singer was taking form, but her personal life wasn't going as well. By 1973, she found herself pregnant, this time for real. And unfortunately, her marriage was on the skids.
It really wasn't going to work because he really wanted more than one wife.
I think Hassan broke her heart.
But Chaka was good at rolling with the punches. That same year, she and the band moved to Los Angeles and released their debut LP.
The first album made a lot of noise. It made a lot of noise.
It was a good debut album, but not a great record.
But it served the purpose, and the purpose was to get the name Chaka Khan and Rufus out into the marketplace.
Determined to record a hit, Rufus went right back into the studio to record a second album. To their surprise, Chaka's idol Stevie Wonder showed up. He had heard Chaka singing and came up with a song just for her.
He says, "Oh, I got something for you."
For him to be a producer for her was extremely exciting.
That night, Stevie and a very pregnant Chaka worked on the song, and she and the band recorded it the very next day.
He started playing wak 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 wak.
Doom wop doom wop doom wop doom.
Tell me something good.
Well, that was it. It was magic. It was magic.
Tell me something good. Tell me that you love me, yeah. Tell me something good. Oh, tell me, baby, tell me that you love me, yeah.
The following year, Tell Me Something Good hit the airwaves to rave reviews.
When I heard that song, somebody said, that's Chaka Khan. I said, ooh, this girl is just amazing.
Tell Me Something Good was just a really explosive song, and it was not surprising that it would actually become Rufus's first bona fide hit.
But there were other equally exciting things going on in Chaka's life as well. In December of 1973, she gave birth to daughter Melanie.
I was just happy that I was going to have a sweet little girl.
To have Melanie, it was like better than having a record deal, really. She wasn't even concerned with her musical career at that time. She used to boil all her vegetables and her fruits and puree them herself just to feed them to her.
Being a mom brought out the best in Chaka, and in 1974, the news was all good. Chaka and Rufus were honored by their peers with their first Grammy Award.
It's wonderful to be recognized. It's beautiful to be complimented.
The Grammy was beyond anybody's wildest dreams.
It was like a stepping stone into stardom.
It was exciting as heck. You know, I was proud. It was like unreal. This is my daughter?
Suddenly, Chaka Khan was being seriously talked about in the same category as superstar vocalists Diana Ross, Aretha Franklin, and Natalie Cole.
Chaka just has a way of making her voice do things that will cut through anything else that's going on.
You know, she's got the range and she's got the texture and the color in her voice.
She's one of the baddest people in the industry. I'm serious. Nobody sings like Chaka Khan. Nobody.
With Chaka in the forefront, Rufus went on to create a sound that was popular with jazz, funk, rock, and soul fans alike. Rufus was touring 11 months out of the year, playing to sold-out crowds around the world.
One minute I was, in Chicago singing in a club, next minute opening for the Stones.
But along with the new fame came great pain for Chaka.
They were so hot at the time and booked so often that they were really gone a lot.
My mom would be on tour for like 6 months. I would be living with my grandmother or a nanny. Those are pretty formative years. So, we missed a lot.
It was most difficult to leave my daughter. I took her when I could. She used to climb in a suitcase when I was packing. Heartbreaking stuff. Heartbreaking stuff.
Chaka turned to drugs and alcohol to fill the void.
Drugs freed me of some shyness, believe it or not, that I do possess. It took the place of a lot of stuff that I didn't have, like love of a man or a guy. I didn't get a chance to go on dates. First prom. Those things, I didn't do those things. Having friends and close friends that you have around you, you can call on all the time. I was very, very lonely.
Meanwhile, she was struggling with self-esteem issues that had been brewing since her turbulent childhood.
We all collectively as a family were always telling her how great she was. She just didn't believe she was.
A lot of creative people have issues of self-esteem because they work so hard at developing their talent and their skill that other areas suffer.
On the inside, Chaka was suffering. But the outside world didn't see that.